What's up YouTube, in this video I'll be showing you how to make a nice big version of Bulbasaur. I've done quite a few other Pokemon like this in the past and I figure it's about time that I get around to the original starters, so also expect to see Charmander and Squirtle sometime soon. If you want to make Bulbasaur, here's what you're going to need. You'll need some black wool, some brown wool, also grab white and red, also grab magenta and cyan, light blue wool, and finally grab yourself some lime green wool. And once you have every single one of those colours right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make Bulbasaur, I'll be making him right here, you're going to want to kick him off with a row of 5 black wool in a row on the floor. That's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. And once you have your row of 5 black wool, this is what you want to do next. So on top of this most left black wool, this first block, place a single white wool directly on top of it. Then take out your black again and place a single black to the left of that white wool. Then on top of the white wool, place 5 black blocks going directly up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then from this 5th black wool, do an upright diagonal. Once you've done that, you then want to come down to the first block down in your row of 5, so that's the first one, that's the first block down. Go left of this first block down by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then from this 3rd block, do an up left diagonal. Then go left of it by 1. Once you have those 2 blocks, the up left diagonal and the block going left of it, return back down to this 3rd block and go down from this 3rd block by 2, so that's 1, 2. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go to the left of the 2nd bottom left diagonal by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an up left diagonal. Then do an up right diagonal. Then do another up left diagonal. Go up on top of it by 2, 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal. Then go up by 2, 1, 2. Then go right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Go to the right of that diagonal by 8, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then do an upright diagonal. Go right of it by 2, 1, 2. Then do another upright diagonal. And go right of it by 1. Then do 2 upright diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. What you want to be left with is something that should look a little bit like this. The reason that I'm showing you this is because we've backtracked quite a lot already and just building the little base part of our Bulbasaur, so I figured you might want to see how it all shapes out. That's what you should have so far. Once you've reached this point right here, we can now continue on. So come all the way over to the upper left hand side of what we just made, where we kind of just went off on that tangent over there, and from this block, this upper left hand corner of what we have right here, from this block do an up left diagonal. And go left of that diagonal by 1. Then do 3 up left diagonals, so that's 1, 2, and 3. Go up on top of that 3rd up left diagonal by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an upright diagonal. And go up on top of it by 2, 1, 2. Then go right by 1. Then go up by 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you have your row of 6, you now, starting from the top here, and I really should have built this into the row, but I only just realised, starting from the top here, you want to come to the 4th block down, so that's the 1st block, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Going right of the 4th block, just do a single black wool. And that is the 3rd block down, my apologies, that's the 4th block down. Kinda hard to tell with the black, you can't exactly see where you're highlighting. But midway down your row on the 4th block, do a single black block going right. Then do an upright diagonal. Once you've done that, we can now return back up to the top of our row of 6. From this 6th block, you want to do an upright diagonal, and go right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then go right by 1, down by 1, then right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right by 9, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like that. Once you've done your row of 9, you then want to count in from the right hand side and find the 3rd block in, so that's 1, 2, 3. Go down from this 3rd block by 1, like that. Once you've done this, we can now continue on with the outline. So come to the right hand side of your very long row of your row of 9 and do an upright diagonal. Then go to the right of that diagonal by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, to give you in total a row of 5. You then want to take the middle block of your row of 5, this 3rd block, and go down from it by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3 to form a T shape. Then, from this 3rd block coming down, do a bottom right diagonal. Then go down by 2, so that's 1, 2. Then do another bottom right diagonal. And go down by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. Once you've formed this row of 4, 1 plus 3, you then want to take these 2 middle blocks and extend both of them to the right, each by 1. Once you've done this, you then want to take this bottom extended block, and from this block do 3 bottom right diagonals. We can't go left, that'd be impossible. From this bottom extended block, do 3 bottom right diagonals. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Go to the right of the 3rd bottom right diagonal by 1. Then do 2 more bottom right diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go to the right of the 2nd bottom right diagonal by 1. Then go down by 1. Then do another bottom right diagonal. And go down by 1. Then do another bottom right diagonal. And go down by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go down by 1. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go to the left of the 2nd bottom left diagonal by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an up left diagonal, and go up on top of it by 1. Then do another up left diagonal, and go up on top of it by 2, 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal. Go up on top of that diagonal by 1. Once you've done that, you then want to return back to this row of 3 here and extend each one of those 3 blocks to the left by 1. From this top extended block, do a single up left diagonal. And from this bottom extended block, go down by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and connect everything together by doing 2 black blocks coming down from that diagonal, so 1 and 2. And what you want to end up with once you've done that is something that should look a little bit like this. And as you guys look at this, hopefully on your very own screens, you'll be able to recognize that that's most of Bulbasaur's body. All we have to do now is Bulbasaur's, well, his bulb. We've done the saw part, we're now doing the bulb. Once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. I'm trying to find the best way to do this. You know what? I think I've just found it. So, come all the way over to this part of your Bulbasaur. It's kind of like halfway up the right side of your Bulbasaur. You're looking for... I'm rolling away from the microphone, I'm not entirely sure why. Once you've found this shape right here on the right hand side of your Bulbasaur, this kind of like corner shape, you want to, from this corner block, do 2 upright diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go up on top of the 2nd upright diagonal by 1. Then do an upright diagonal, and go up on top of it by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an up left diagonal, and go up by 1. Then do another up left diagonal, and go up by 1. Then do 2 up left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go up on top of the second up left diagonal by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then do an up left diagonal, and go left by 1. Then, you know what, this is probably easier. From the second block that you should have just placed, so you did the up left diagonal, then you went left by 1, then continue going left by placing a single lime green. Then take out your black wool again and go left of that lime green by 2, so that's 1, 2. And also place a single black wool on top of the lime green, like this. You then want to return it back to this second black wool that you placed going left of the lime green, and from the black wool do a bottom left diagonal. Then go left of that diagonal by 7, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go left by 1. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. And what you should find is that that second bottom left diagonal should connect all the way back to the top of your Bulbasaur's head and give you a rough outline of the bulb of Bulbasaur. All we have to do now is just add a few separations in the bulb, and then we've pretty much finished with our that's such a hard sentence, guys. With our outline. There we go, I managed to get it the third time around. So once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So come all the way up to the T shape that we kind of have at the top of the head here. And starting from the most right hand side of our T-shape, hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about, it shouldn't be too difficult for you, you from this block want to do an upright diagonal. Then go right of that diagonal by 1. Then do another upright diagonal. Go up on top of that diagonal by 1. Then go right of that block by 2. 1, 2. Then go down by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then go down from that diagonal by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go down by 1. Then do another bottom right diagonal. And go down by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then do a bottom left diagonal. And go down by 1. Then finish this off by doing a single bottom left diagonal, and what you want to end up with is something that should look exactly like this. As you can see, the big giant wavy line that we've just made, it just kind of separates all of the bulb apart and just has each one of the little individual sections which you're used to seeing with your Bulbasaurs. So once you've made Bulbasaur's bulb, all we have to do now really is quite a bit of colouring in. However, we do have a few facial features that we have to make first before we do all of the easy stuff. So once you've reached this point right here, you now want to come all the way over to the left hand side of Bulbasaur's head. Once you've located your row of 5, you then want to, starting from the bottom, find the second block coming up. So that's the first, that's the second. Go right of this second block by 1 with your black wool. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then go right of that diagonal by 1. Then take out your white wool and do a single white wool underneath that black. Then go to the right of your white wool by 2 with your red wool, 1, 2. Then take out your cyan and go down from that second red by 1. Then with your red wool go right of that cyan by 9, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then take out your cyan and go to the right of that 9th block by 1. Then place a single white on top of that cyan. Then go left of that white wool by 4 with your black, 1, 2, 3, 4, but then go right of that white wool by 1 with your cyan. Then take out your black wool and place a single black on top of that cyan. then go right of it by 2, 1, 2, then do an upright diagonal. What you want to end up with is something that should look exactly like this. Once you have this, we can now do a little bit of work underneath what we've just made, and then everything else I think I'll kind of just like make individually and then show you guys the end result of it. I figured since this has got like quite a few long rows of stuff, I'd just show you guys and tell you guys the measurements. So come down to this single cyan wall that we have on the left hand side of the mouth area. Underneath this cyan, do a single light blue. Then go right of that light blue by 1. Then do 1 cyan. Then 1 red. Then 4 magenta, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do 1 cyan, and that is pretty much the entire mouth section completely taken care of. Once you've done that, we can now move on to the eyes. So I'm going to do the eyes a little differently. The way that I'm going to do pretty much the entire rest of this, I'm just going to fill in each one of these little individual sections that I've kind of picked out myself. Then I'll show you guys what they look like. Then you guys can, if you need to, pause the video and apply them for yourself. For instance, this is Bulbasaur's left eye. Very, very easy to make, especially when you can actually look at it and see where it's positioned. Very, very simple. Really easy for you guys to just simply copy, but very difficult for me and time consuming for me to try and explain how you build that. Build that, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Pause the video here, if necessary, completely make that eye. Once you've done that, you can now continue on. So once you've completed that eye, you now want to come over to the right hand side of the mouth area, and I would suggest starting from on top of this single black wall, you place a single light blue, then go left of it, and then you proceed to make what I'm going to make now. And again, it will just be made in the exact same fashion as I just did the other eye. So I'm just going to very quickly build it, show you guys what it looks like, and then you can just pause the video if you have to and just make it for yourselves. So the eye is actually quite detailed, but that doesn't make it any harder to actually copy. It actually makes stuff easier. The more detailed it is, the more block separation you have, the less you have to guess about block measurements and stuff, and it just makes things extremely easy. So I'm just going to continue building the eye, even though it's taken a while. And this is what you want to have. So that is what you want to have for the other eye. You can see where it's quite clearly positioned in relation to what I've showed you how to make. Complete that eye for yourself, pause this if necessary of course, and once you've done that, you can continue on. So there's a couple of more features that we have sitting around the mouth and face area. So we have Bulbasaur's nostrils, which sit in these positions right here above the mouth, if you guys can see where those are. Pause this if necessary, of course. We also have a few markings around Bulbasaur's head, which we will also take care of, and I'll connect them to the face so you guys can, I say the face, I'll connect them to the eyes and stuff that we've actually got built just to make it easier for you guys to copy. So that's actually wrong. Knock those 2 blocks off, that's better. Let me just see how I can do this. There we go. He's just got a couple of markings on his face, and then there's a few more around the legs and stuff, and then we've pretty much done. So those are a few of the markings that exist around Bulbasaur. Those are the ones centered around the eyes and what have you. So apply those for yourself. Pause this if necessary, of course. I'm sure that you won't have any trouble doing that whatsoever. They're very short rows. Once you've done that, you can continue on. So I'm going to do the last of these markings all together because they're really, really simple. They're just a few blocks each. They are spread out a little bit further than I'd like, but I'm sure that you will have no problem doing this at all. So actually, you know something that we have to do, which I suppose I should have built into the foot? Bulbasaur obviously has claws, so you've got to apply claws to every single one of Bulbasaur's feet. So let me just show you how you want to do that, and then we can continue on to the markings. So each one of the 3 visible feet of Bulbasaur, you kind of just want to do a pattern on top of the bottom row of the feet. Starting from the left, going right, you just basically want to do white, black, white, black, white, black, until you eventually just fill in like the second row of the feet, if you will. And once you've done that, you can now probably very easily apply the markings, although I think that this is a pretty good snapshot of most of the lower body detail. So pause this video if necessary, apply everything that you can see here, and once you've done that, we can now move on. So coming over to his right foot now, we have a little bit of detail to add in this area, and then after we've done this, we can just completely block color stuff in, because Bulbasaur is mainly light blue and lime green, so I'm just going to very quickly, as fast as possible, just do the two little last bits of detail. So above Bulbasaur's most right hand leg, you can see that he has two more patches of markings with your cyan. Again, very easy to apply for yourself, no problem, and that's why I built in the claws beforehand, just so that it'd make it easier for you guys to see where you'd have to place them and place them for yourself. So pause this if necessary. Once you've done that, you should be left with something that should look exactly like this. Isn't this looking a lot more Bulbasaur-like? So once you've reached this point right here, once you've applied all of that detail, and hopefully you guys can see why I made it like I did, once you've reached this point right here and you've applied all of that detail, all we have to do now, we fill in the entire bulb section with lime green, and we fill everywhere else in with light blue wool, which is exactly what I'm going to do, but just not on recording because it's going to take a while. So I'll be back in just a moment once Bulbasaur is completely filled in. And this is what it should look like once you've completely filled in your Bulbasaur. Really easy. As I said, completely fill Bulbasaur's body entirely in with light blue wool, and then fill the bulb part, the upper right hand part of your Bulbasaur, in with lime green wool, and you can't go too wrong. And this is exactly what you want to have. A pretty nice, just enough detailed version of Bulbasaur. Hopefully not too difficult either. I mean, I guess it could get kind of sketchy around the parts where we're adding in the facial features, but everything else hopefully was really easy for you guys to do. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this is what you have on your screens in your game. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I will be doing the other two starters. I don't know about evolutions and stuff, but I will definitely be doing Charmander and Squirtle as well relatively soon.